A quick-rated search for Google Maps right now won't pull up helpful tips or hidden features. Instead, it reads like a massive support group for drivers traumatized by bad navigation. Thread after thread is packed with people writing about their wildest navigation fails.
We're talking bizarre route choices demanding a U-turn just to go straight, pointless detours dragging cars through random neighborhoods just to save 1 minute, routing traffic down roads that have been closed for construction for months, and totally illogical travel times with ET as that magically jump from 10 to 45 minutes in the blink of an eye. We all blindly trust that little blue line, but lately it feels like Google Maps is just messing with us. It's literally become a universal joke. I experienced this nightmare firsthand earlier this month in New Zealand. We were on the highway, supposed to keep left to stay on the route. Instead, Google Maps' voice navigation confidently told us to take the exit, forcing us right off the highway. My brother was literally losing his mind. Look at his helpless state. I tried out a Chinese navigation app, thought the experience outside of China would be terrible. But guess what? It was surprisingly okay. Obviously, global version of Amap isn't quite as feature-packed as it is in China, but honestly, its current performance is already good enough to go toe-to-toe with Google Maps.
So hello guys, I'm Harris. On this channel, we're using our daily apps as the links to explore the design and UX difference between Chinese and American. Also dive into the deeper culture shifts driving them. If that sounds interesting to you, consider follow our channel. Today, we're comparing Chinese and US navigation apps to see how the actual experience differs. Alright, let's get started.
We should talk about the user interface first. Usually, when people compare navigation apps, Apple Maps always gets praised for keeping things super clean and simple. Moving over to Google Maps, when you look at its interface logic, it's clear it has evolved from a simple map into a comprehensive lifestyle platform. But what's fascinating is that despite its ambitions, Google still plays it safe. When you open the app, a solid 80% of your screen is still purely dedicated to the map. You get 3 core tabs at the bottom and a neat row of shortcuts right under the search bar. It's a great tool to help you prepare, check restaurant reviews or book a hotel effortlessly. However, the core user experience here is still entirely built around manual input. Google Maps is a patient assistant. It sits there quietly, waiting for you to type in a destination and tell it what to do. And now when open Amap, and it is a completely different universe, the moment you launch the app, a full 1/3 of your screen is instantly taken over. It's packed with a massive, colorful grid of options, live bus info, subway schedules, hotel bookings, flights, ride hailing. And if you dare to tap the More button, you'll find an even crazier list of functions that make you forget you're using a map. But here is where the real paradigm shift happens. Right below that grid of buttons is an AI prediction card. Amap doesn't want to wait for your manual input. Instead, it aggressively uses AI to participate in your user experience right from the start. Based on your daily commute and the time of day, Amap proactively suggests your usual bus route or asks if you need to hail a cab. Whether it's these predictive smart cards anticipating your next move, or the highly prominent brightly colored voice input button at the bottom, the Chinese app ecosystem has a clear strategy. If they have a new feature, they will push it right in your face and encourage you to try it. They want AI to lead the way. This fundamental difference becomes even more obvious when you look at how they exploration. Pull up their suggestion cards, and you're looking at 2 completely different types. Google stays strictly utilitarian, acting like a neat digital directory that simply divides things into practical categories like food and lodging. Amap, however, turns into a full-blown social media feed. Swipe up, and it feels like you just opened Instagram, hit with an endless algorithm-driven feed of short videos and user posts. You might have opened the app just to find a restaurant's address, but you end up scrolling through food reviews, and suddenly 20 minutes have gone by before you've even started your car. But all of that interface stuff is just the warm-up. What happens when you actually put the car in drive? This is where the gap in the actual navigation experience becomes impossible to ignore. Let's look at Google Maps first. When you start your engine and hit go, Google's strategy is remarkably consistent. It gives you a blue line. And that's basically it. It seems Google firmly believes that this one blue line to the end approach is the clearest and most effective way to present navigation. Sure, it tells you when to turn and gives you basic text prompts for your lane at the top of the screen. But it leaves a massive amount of the real-world heavy lifting, like recognizing complex road conditions and processing that information entirely up to the driver's brain. You are essentially just staring at a flat 2D map. And then there are Google's voice prompts, which are frankly bizarre. On the highway, it will aggressively and frantically warn you to prepare for your exit when you are still 2 miles away. But then when you hit that crucial last 900 feet, it goes completely silent, as if it just fell asleep in the passenger seat. For a driver who just arrived in a new city, this final mile is exactly where things go wrong. Because of that sudden silence, it is incredibly easy to misjudge the distance and blow right past your exit on the highway. Switch over to Amap, and the level of detail inside the map is frankly astonishing. Amap doesn't just show you a route, it wants to feed you every single detail of the physical road. As you approach an intersection, Amap literally shows you exactly how many seconds are left on the red or green light right on the screen. It sometimes even predicts the wait time for the next light. And when you hit a complex intersection or an off-ramp, Amap shifts into this incredible 3D lane-level guidance. And it's not just driving. Even for pedestrians, Amap packs in these tiny design details that just feel way more thoughtful than Google. Like when you flip it into walking mode, there's this little compass ring right around your location pointer, plus a clear light cone to show you exactly which way you're facing. It's these little things that quietly but completely level up the whole experience for the user. Now you might be thinking, sure, that works in China because they have an infinite amount of map data. But here is the kicker. Even when you use the overseas version of Amap, where its local data isn't as insanely rich as it is back home, the software's DNA is still trying to protect you from taking a wrong turn. Whenever you hit a fork in the road, Amap still tries its absolute best to pop up an enlarged, intuitive graphic showing you exactly which lane to merge into. Just a quick tip, Google Maps rolled out a major update this March that completely overhauls the navigation experience. Powered by Gemini AI, their new Ask Maps feature acts as a true conversational agent. Alongside this, they launched Immersive Navigation, replacing the traditional flat map with a real-time 3D view that highlights specific lanes and renders large buildings translucent to reveal blind curves.
There are so many more differences we could dive into between these two apps. But which one is actually the best? Honestly, there's no clear winner here. It's just about how they have changed to fit what people want and how they live in different places. If you need navigation on a global scale, Google Maps is still the best pure navigation tool out there. Amap, on the other hand, went all out in China. It built a massive platform on a top-edge map to solve basically everything you need in one place. That's all for today's video. Drop a comment below and let me know. What are the biggest frustrations with Google Maps right now? And if you have ever traveled to China and tried Amap, we really like to hear about your experience. See you in the next one. Peace out.